G'day everyone. For those who came in late, you're watching another one of Chronicle Chamber's video reviews. Today we're looking at The Phantom, President Kennedy's Mission, the trade paperback that was released by Hermes Press in 2019. Became available in Australia anyway in our local comic book shop, so that's where I got mine in about March of 2020. I know that a number of comic book shops are still waiting to get those in, so this is a bit of an insight to see whether or not you would like to pick it up when it does become available near you. So you can see there the cover, fairly dynamic cover. I quite enjoy the sunset colours behind the image there. Phantom, pretty dynamic image there. Phantom scooping up Diana and galloping away on Hero with Devil by his side. All the major players that we'd like to see in a Phantom story. We flip over to the back there and you can see three of the images used for various covers. Now, the story of this, and I'll hold that up so you can have a look at that while I'm speaking. That's the blurb. The story of President Kennedy's mission, of course, was, I think that it was initially supposed to be 5 comics. The first issue was released, and then there were some issues, and there was some concerns, and it went back to 3 issues that were collated straight into the trade paperback. So, to my knowledge, issues 2 and 3 were never published, and only issue 1 exists as a standalone comic. Anyway, that's what it is. Nice, firm, hard cover, which we quite like, and all of the production values that you'd expect of Hermes Press in terms of the quality of the binding. Straight away you can open that up, and the way the book is bound means that it's actually quite easy to open to the spine, which I really quite like from a reader's perspective. You can see there the story. We've got as I say, it's about President Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, and there's likenesses of him here. This is John F. Kennedy, and he is saved by the Phantom, of course. There's examples of the artwork which many people will have seen in issue 1. Here we have our purple hero, and there we are, samples of it. The split between books, and so chapter 2, this is actually the first time this has been published, because as I say, issue 1 was a comic, issue 2 never came out. Fairly text heavy in places, as you can see. Dialogue, lots of dialogue in this comic as well. Sean Joyce as an artist, and Raquel Lopez in the 3rd issue. Quite distinctive style. The artwork will be to some people's taste. It won't be to others, as is the case with artwork, as you can sort of see from the flick through there. All right, at the end of the trade paperback, that's the end of the story there. Flick over that so there's no spoilers. We have a cover gallery, and these are the covers, as it says there, for the various issues and variants that were released. As we go through those, some really nice artwork there that you can enjoy. This one's probably my favourite personally. Never actually, this is the only time I've seen this image published, not as a cover, despite what it said there, but and indeed the cover for this book as well. And then the information about creative production and some examples of works in progress and stuff. So, as you've come to expect from Hermes Press, actually a good quality book. In terms of the contents, the quality of the art there, you can be the judge of that, having seen it for yourself. Everyone's going to have their own different opinions. The quality of the story, we're going to talk in depth about that on a podcast, probably the May 2020 Comics and News, I imagine. The Chronicle Chamber team will review the story of President Kennedy's mission. Some people will like it. My verdict is probably a little bit out in terms of not a massive fan of the story itself, but I'll talk about that in detail once we get into the podcast. All right, we are looking to give this a mark out of 5. How many good marks out of 5 does this receive? And I'm talking about it as a product only, as something to go on your shelf. You can see the spine there. It will look quite nice on the shelf. I'm going to give this, from that perspective, a good 3.5 out of 5. Maybe 3 good marks out of 5. I think the art's not for me. Lots of people will like it. It doesn't float my boat, so to speak. So I'm going to give this, as I say, a 3 out of 5 good marks. All right. Have a look for it in your local comic book shop, or search up Hermes Press online and grab it from their web store. Until next time, happy fandoming.